Alrighty, looks like we're live here. Let me just do a quick check on the audio, make sure there's no issues and that everyone can hear me okay. So if you're watching the recorded version, please bear with me for just a moment as I double check this. For people who are watching live, which currently is nobody, but we'll give it a few minutes. Just bear with me as I check the audio. If the audio is bad, well then please bear with me as I fix it. All right, here we go. Let's listen to it. The audio seems good. Perfect. Audio is good. Excellent. Glad to see it. Well, everyone, happy Thursday to you guys, or whatever day and time of the week it is for you right now. Hi, Monkiru. Hi. I'm with my sister here. I'll show you. My sister's right there. There's my sister, right? That's my sister sitting right there beside me. I've got her home with me today. We are switching up some of her programs. Normally she's out swimming and she has different drumming programs and different things that she goes to, but we're switching some of them up. So she is home with me today. Now, welcome to another episode of Azren's Journal. I believe this is episode 14, 1-4, if I'm not mistaken. And for those of you who are new to this whole segment, basically this is the show or the part of my channel here where I share my personal language learning journey, and of course the segment where I give you guys a whole bunch of language learning tips. So I have a big thing I want to share with you. As you guys saw on this little blackboard in the thumbnail, oh my god, I had an epiphany. So let's talk about this. Last night I'm driving home, right? And I'm kind of in my own thoughts and thinking, and I was thinking about my fitness and my exercise and everything. One thing, if you follow my content for a while, you already know that I'm someone who, for the past couple of years, I've been trying to be more healthy, trying to be more active, more fit, and just be overall healthier. I've made a lot of good strides. I'm sleeping a lot more. I'm sleeping a good 7.5, 8 hours a night. I'm way less stressed. I have better work-life balance. I'm eating a lot better than I used to. Way less junk food, way more healthy food. Everything's really good. But the one thing I've always kind of been back and forth with is my fitness. And it occurred to me, right? Because for me, there's a point in time not that long ago where I was consistently doing 20 minutes a day of exercise for about, 4 to 7 days a week, even 5 to 7 days a week. I was doing a really good job and it was going quite well. Hello, Jay. How's it going? See you in the chat there. And it was going really, really well. But I struggle to be consistent with it. I'm not able to, for whatever reason. Sometimes I'm doing really good. Sometimes I'm not doing good. And it's like, what's going on? Right? Is that funny, Jessica? Okay, yes, it's funny. It's like, what the heck is going on? And it occurred to me that, the reason why I'm not able to be consistent with my fitness and everything is that I'm doing it because I feel like I should do it, or because I'm supposed to do it, or because it's the right thing to do. That's what I'm supposed to do at a bare minimum to actually be healthy and be semi-active in my life. But the problem is that doing something because you should do it, or because you're supposed to do it, because it's the right thing to do, or because everyone says you should do it, that's not going to, for a lot of us, at least for me, it's just not enough to make me actually do it and be consistent with it. For me to actually be consistent with something and do it properly and actually follow through with it is I actually have to enjoy the process. I have to enjoy doing the activity that I'm trying to that I'm trying to do on a consistent basis every single day or consistently. I have to like it. And if I don't like it, at some point or another, the whole system is going to break and I'm not going to do it anymore. Now, what's the language learning connection? Well, a lot of people struggle with consistency when it comes to language learning. In fact, we even touched on this in the last video. A lot of people struggle. They're not able to figure out how to put in 15 to 30 minutes a day, 5 to 7 days a week into whatever language or languages they're learning. They're just not, right? And they struggle. And it's because they're not studying the language in a way that they really like. And some of the biggest thing I want to stress in this video is whatever language you're doing, whatever it is, right? You have to figure out how you can learn that language, or what you can be doing where you're having fun, where it's enjoyable, and you're not struggling to force yourself every time to do it. I can give you a real life example for Mandarin. For Mandarin, lately I've been really consistent. I've been doing 1 to 3 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week. And I've been doing amazingly because I've become hooked on this Mandarin drama. I'm hooked. I'm addicted, quote unquote, to it. And I really like it. So it's really easy for me while the drama's playing, right? When I hear something that I don't, or I see like a word in the English subtitles I don't recognize, it's easy for me to look it up in the dictionary, be like, oh, that's cool. I learned a new word. Interesting. I didn't know you could say that. And then move on. It's so easy to do that. On the contrary, if we look at something like Gujarati's been a little bit more challenging because I haven't quite found enough to keep me busy on a consistent basis with that language. There are certain things that I enjoy. There's some people I follow on Instagram and YouTube and stuff that are Gujarati and post things in Gujarati and everything. And that's great. That's really, really good. I follow these meme accounts where I read memes in Gujarati. So that's fantastic. So I am doing things daily, but it's not quite as much as I would personally like to be doing, for example, in comparison to what I'm doing for Mandarin. So that's what you have to figure out. You've got to figure that out. If you need help with it, feel free to message me. We can talk about it. But you've got to use Google to your advantage here. Use YouTube and literally search fun ways to learn French, fun ways to learn Spanish, fun ways to learn whatever language you're learning, and figure out what you can be doing. I saw a question pop up in the chat there. What kind of exercise do I enjoy? I like a lot of racket sports. I like tennis. I like badminton. Squash I used to play a long time ago. It's fun. That's fun for me. It just takes too much time out of my day for me to do it consistently. If you follow my Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook, you guys might remember there was a good 3-month phase where I was going and playing badminton and super into it for like twice or 3 times a week. It was a lot of fun. But again, it was in the evening times, which is my prime work times where I'm teaching and stuff. So it was just I was paying for it, and it was costing me opportunity money because I couldn't teach more students and such. So let's take a little pause here. If you're watching this video, you've liked what you've seen so far, I would appreciate you hitting the like button. If you haven't liked it, click dislike. That's obviously fine as well. I just want to see the feedback, what people are liking and not liking, etc., etc., etc. Let's change gears a little bit for the final little part of this episode here. I want to talk about a little bit about a hypothetical question, and this is a fun one. I mentioned it on my Facebook today. I mentioned it on my podcast today, and I want to bring it up on this video as well for the YouTube people because it's a really interesting one that gets really, really detailed and a lot of fun to think about. If there was a device that existed, here's this magical device. Actually, let me get this device. Hang on, check this out. I'm coming back. Wait, I'm coming. Okay, so, hello, Jessica. Hi. Home. Hi, Jessica Monkey. Hi. Hello. Hi, Monkey Do. Okay, so we have this device here, which is what's going to act as our device that we're going to talk about in our hypothetical question. I'm going to turn it on for you so I can show you how this works. This is the ILI wearable translator. So basically there's a cord that comes with it where you can hang it around your neck, and it like ties around your neck and you can hang it. The way this works, you talk into it and it instantly will translate into either Spanish, Mandarin, or Japanese. And this is the device that kind of gave me the idea of this hypothetical question I'm going to throw out at you. What if there's a device, let's say it was this one, that perfectly translated everything that you said, okay? Everything you said in whatever language that you speak. And it perfectly and instantly translated what you said into any language of your choice. And this device was magical because when the other person spoke, it would instantly, immediately, perfectly translate it into whatever language you speak. And it basically removed the language barrier, okay? It removed it completely. If the device existed and it was mainstream and everyone used it, it was like the Facebook or Instagram of today where like everyone has it, right? If that existed, would you still learn other languages? I'm very curious about this question. By the way, let me show you how this device works. So check this out. I'm going to push this button here in the middle. Hi, how are you? And then translates. It's in like Chinese mode or Mandarin mode right now. So, do you have vegetarian food? It's not bad actually, right? So it does a decent job for very simple expressions. I'll do a proper review of this one day, but I want to do it when I get my laptop and I can like my laptop's stolen for those of you guys who don't know. When I get my laptop out and I can like edit videos again, I'll do a proper review of this. Anyway, so my quick take on this question, this hypothetical question, is that the general population would not learn languages anymore. If that technology existed, there'd be no practical reason to learn because you simply spend $100, buy whatever device it is, right? And ta-da, problem solved. So the average person, I think, would not. Now, people watching this video, if you're 11 minutes into this video and you follow my stuff, odds are you like learning languages. So for you, you probably, the answer is going to be something more ambiguous. Some of you might say yes, some might say no, some might say something in between. My personal answer, and this is where things get really weird, I remember when I was playing with this device here, I thought to myself, I would use this. Me, Azren the language nerd, I would use this device. I would not hesitate because I have been in so many situations where I was speaking in whatever language and I was in a tight, very stressful kind of spot and I needed to be able to communicate something to get out of that stressful spot, but I did not know how to say it and I could not make myself understood by the other person. And I know if I had something like this that was actually more functional than this one, at a higher level, that really worked at a very strong level, I would 100,000% have used it to get out of those tight spots. And so maybe I still would learn languages, perhaps, because it's fun for me and whatnot, but I definitely would use the device and it definitely would suction some of my energy out of learning languages. Additionally, for me, I've got to say something here. One of the reasons why I like language learning is that it gets rid of language barriers and communication barriers. I am now able to communicate with someone who I normally would not be able to communicate with if I speak their language. Now, if this kind of technology existed, however, and it was perfect, and everyone used it, and it was mainstream, listen, there's no practical purpose to learn the language anymore because the communication barrier is no longer there. And so I might not personally go learn a language because that barrier is no longer there. There's no barrier to actually break down. The only real reason why I might still learn languages and might still do it, two reasons. Number one, I enjoy the process. It's fun for me. But bigger one for me is that if nobody's learning languages and I'm one of the very few people who still is spending time into doing it and trying to figure it out, people might view me even more positively and they might be like, holy cow, this guy's so cool, this guy's so amazing, and I love the praise, and I might just do it simply for that. But again, it's an interesting question. There's a lot of ways to look at it. Who knows if that day will ever come? It wouldn't shock me, by the way. I would not be surprised if that day ever did come in the future. It's actually why I bought this device, because I need to understand how technology is evolving around language learning, because my income purely is derived and comes from teaching languages. So if stuff like this is going to make some people maybe not learn languages, I need to be very mindful of it. So yeah. Anything else for today's video I can talk about? I have a Chinese test, a Mandarin in-class composition tomorrow. Got to prepare for that. Make sure I've got my character knowledge and my writing knowledge down pat. I've got a lot of language learning events over this weekend, which is going to be fun. This time around, I'm going to make sure that when I'm at my events, I'm way more careful with my stuff, because my stuff was obviously stolen recently, and I don't want my stuff to be stolen again. I got a new backpack, by the way, so I replaced my backpack, which is good. Anything else that's new? Nothing crazy. Jessica, anything new? Anything you want to share? Hey, thank you. Anything new? No, I didn't think so. That question is perhaps, so we got some chats here. Let's look at this. Jay Gunther says, I would still learn language. I want to think and speak in language, not just ask where the bathroom is, lol. The question is perhaps the question to ask oneself before starting to learn any language. If the answer is affirmative, you'll probably continue on the mission for the long haul. Totally. Okie dokie, guys. Well, let's finish the video up here. One last reminder, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments for people watching the recorded version. I would appreciate the likes or dislikes if you don't like it, either or, on the video. Yeah, if you haven't already. Any feedback at all, let me know in the comments. And yeah, we'll chat later, guys. Bye. See you.